Hey guys, welcome to the Real Yuri Business, your source for anime reviews and content. Today we're going to be talking about Be the Beginning, a Netflix original series that is coming out with season 2 soon. I figured I'd give the first series a spin. I have to admit that Netflix is one of the best players for watching shows. No ads, high quality, so I end up watching it a lot. It always picks up where you leave off anyway. Quick side note for the channel, this is going to be the last normal anime review, and I promise that the next anime is going to be Yuri. I just figured that some varieties need for the channel or I'll implode. I know that if I only review one genre, I'll get unduly malicious and nitpick on shows that don't really deserve it. So if I keep commentary and genre variety fresh, I'll be able to review Yuri content to my full capacity and honesty. That said, let's get to the review. Be the Beginning is a 2018 12-episode Netflix O&A done by Production IG and directed by Kazuto Nakazawa. The story surrounds the land of Cremona. The Royal Police Force, REIS, is tasked with tracking down the serial killer, Killer B. It seems at first like a story trying to take down a malicious and mysterious vigilante serial killer turns into something much bigger. B is a sort of urban fantasy, sci-fi, suspense mystery. I don't want to describe too much about it because you are to learn more about these characters around you over time if you choose to watch it. Our main characters are Keith Flick and Lily, both members of RIS. Keith is a dude that just came back into the police force after a long break, and he's the kind of Sherlocky, angsty genius, able to intuit behavior and crack codes. Lily is a relatively newer gal with headstrong personality and a hidden brightness. We've got plenty of other characters that make their way onto the picture, both allies and villains interacting to either further or stop the killings from taking place. What Be the Beginning gets right is its action and tone. We've got some pretty heckin' good supernatural battles. The direction is not afraid of creating some fun shots to watch some grounded yet supernatural shows of strength. You won't find any large-scale magic beam battles, but you will find arm blades and acrobatics, which is pretty cool. The show also strikes a good balance between light and heavy. You aren't watching Angst Town, but you aren't seeing jokes and bad taste when dealing with dead bodies and other disturbing antics. Where this show struggles, however, is keeping its audience in the know without losing them. I gotta admit I got confused and lost a couple times. In the halfway point, we get a pretty big info dump about the background regarding relevant characters, but in their big info drop, I just got lost. It raises way more questions than there are really answers, like the practicality of some of the larger scale issues. To explain some of my gripes, I'm going to get into spoiler talk. This timestamp up ahead is going to show where you can skip if you don't want spoilers. However, if you're fine with that, come hitch this ride with me. I gotta talk about it. 3, 2, 1, go. So, Koku is often branded as this main protagonist of the whole show, and while there are protagonist trappings and all that, he feels like the most shoehorned in aspect of this whole show. Like, we find out he's this product of this resurrected god project. He's just been murdering people to get, his girl's attention. Then there are also all these Reggies who are supposed to act as human weapons, and they just go nuts after a certain point and have to take this drug. Then we've got prophecies? Prophecies? Keeping up with all these info dumps about this past thing and that past thing was just tiring. Goku were taken out, I feel like the plot would be much more focused and streamlined. I felt like he wasn't even sure what he was doing there. Sure, he's Killer B, and that's, the name of the show. But this whole thing about the Reggies all slaving to this drug and this country crawling with a bunch of supernaturally strong nuts waiting to crack, along with their crazed leader, makes for a much cooler story that doesn't need this resurrected god thing. This show would have benefited a lot more from being a bit more focused and keeping on to one mechanic than trying to juggle two. All in all, Be the Beginning is a confusing but sometimes exciting one-core mystery series that has a bit too much on its plate for its own good. It has shoehorned plot threads and confusing info dumps. I think I enjoyed the ride while I was on it, especially in the latter half, but I don't know if I'd recommend this show to anyone. If you've been dying for another supernatural or sci-fi suspense thing, and you've exhausted every other option, go give it a shot. You may get out of it more than I did. However, for the rest of you, give this thing a skip unless you really want to try it. There's not much there to really justify telling you to spend your time on it. Anyway, thanks a lot if you stuck around this long as I talk about this show, Be the Beginning. Tell me, did you end up seeing it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you going to check it out? What did you think of the review, and what should I talk about next? Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like it if you like it, and subscribe for more anime content. Thanks again for watching The Real Yuri Business. This meeting is now adjourned.